It's the final round of the PGA Championship here on TNT. About 40 more minutes of coverage before CBS takes over. And its story is told here as to who will have the Wanamaker Trophy in their hands at day's end. And right now, Rory McIlroy has the lead. Hey, we got an icon dropping by the tower here for a while. Greg Norman, great to see you.
Good to see you. It's great to be here, guys.
Good to be with you.
And good to see you, mate.
You too, mate.
So what do you make of what you've seen through 3 days and change of this of this PGA Championship?
Well, I actually think Pete Dye's been the winner here. I think he's done a phenomenal job considering where he started in '91 with the Ryder Cup to where it is today. See the transformation of the golf course. Matter of fact, I came up on the plane today with Jason McCoy, who actually built the golf course.
Right.
And he showed me some 40-odd old photographs of that golf course they were building at the time before Hurricane Hugo came in and changed everything around. So, you know, Pete's, I'm the #1 fan of Pete Dye golf courses, and you can see by the way the golf course is playing and the conditions of the playability of the golf course, yeah, he's the winner here.
And you did a golf course, your own golf course, the Medalist, down
Yeah.
in South Florida with Pete Dye, and it's a lot of similarities here. Greens sitting angular towards the players, a lot of elevated greens.
And the other thing that we did, Pete, what he did here was a closed loop irrigation system, a drainage system, I mean. So he trapped all the water before it got off the golf course into the marshlands, and he captured it and put it out and into the IQ Lake and then used it. So we actually did the same thing at the Medalist Golf Club. So yeah, you're right. And
It looks good.
There's a lot of similarities.
And you've played a lot of golf on Paspala?
Yes, I have. We've got down at Mayakaba in Yucatan Peninsula where we play a PGA Tour event there, which is the opposite of FedEx Cup. We have Paspalum down there, and the guys love it. And it's a little bit different strain of Paspalum than this is, but you know, all I can say is I've been watching this on TV, guys, and seeing that ball track the way it tracks. I haven't seen that too often on just great bent greens here. And I mean, what it reminded me a lot of, believe it or not, is some of the old Sutton mix where the ball just hugs the top because the stolons are cut almost on a vertical, so the ball just tracks straight down and no meandering.
No,
and the
exactly.
ball just, if you start it online, it's going to go there. And the other thing I watch on TV is, you know, seeing the guys misread them. It's where Pete puts these drainage basins. You know, Pete's a genius at about how he does big sheet flowing and maybe 0.5%, 1.5%. And a lot of these guys, if they look to the perimeter of the greens and see a basin over there about 45 feet, Pete's taking their water somewhere, even though there's not a lot of grain there. So you can tell when they misread them, even with Bubba there.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at Tiger, who goes into this final round 5 strokes behind Rory McIlroy.
He putted brilliantly the first 2 days. 22, 26 putts the first 2 days. Then putted well for a little time today, but at the start of yesterday's round, he just couldn't buy a putt, and he looked like a totally different person. Do you think he's trying a bit too hard to get that magic back here in the majors?
Well, you know, Ian, you've always been a great putter, and I felt like I putted the ball fairly well under pressure too. But when I watched yesterday on television, I'm not his teacher. I'm not going to profess to be his teacher, but you could actually see a fundamental error that he had in his setup. And every putt he really hit was a little bit left. Right? Even his short putts were left. And I've seen him do it in the past. And he did it yesterday, and he was lucky that he had the chance to regroup. And a lot of it has to do with the tension in his upper body and how his arms hang. And it'll be interesting. And that when it comes, as you know, you want it. When you want it, you actually, you know, you don't realize you tighten up a little bit much. So I'm sure his coaches and people around him will spot that before they go out today.
Greg Norman joining us here on TNT, and more with Greg coming up momentarily. We want to dip into the first tee and hear the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 1:23 starting time. The rules official for this group is PGA professional Tom Karpus from the Kennett Square Country Club in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. First to play from Sweden, Peter Hansen.
The Miner took a one-shot lead into the final round at Augusta this year.
He's got a very good swing for under pressure. And don't you think? I mean, this guy's got his good posture. His playing is great. He hits the ball straight. And so that tells you he's putting the club face very square on the back of the ball. So no matter what the weather conditions are, he's going to put himself in a good place all the time.
Yeah, that's right. The wind conditions, as it hammers in off the ocean doesn't trouble this guy much. In fact, he said before that he struggles to shape the ball. He likes to just hit it straight.
That's a good problem to have.
Doesn't get much prettier or more simple than that.
From Fiji, the 1998-2004 PGA champion, Vijay Singh.
Swinging the club with a supple back still at the age of 49, isn't he?
No, he's always been fantastic. His conditioning is great. His flexibility is fantastic. So when you can marry up strength and conditioning and flexibility, you're always going to have a good golf swing. And yeah, just with his posture there, look how his scapulars are good. He's good height posture, and so it allows him to have a nice free swing.
Okay.
And from Homestead, Florida, the 1999 and 2000, 2006 and 7 PGA champion, Tiger Woods.
You know, Greg, Gene Sarazen once said of you, "I never thought I'd live to see golf played like this." Saw Tiger when he was piling up the majors. What do you think of his game?
Well, look, I was a big fan of Tiger Woods' swing back in 2000. I thought nobody swung the golf club better in the history of the game than what he did, and obviously he took the on board. And now it's a little bit different, more of a muscular swing. It's more of an arm, shoulder swing, and obviously he's doing that to protect his left knee to a degree. But you know, he's a great athlete. He's a great student of the game, and probably more than anything else, he's a great practitioner of the game. And he'll map his way around the golf course, and irrespective of what the conditions are, what the pressure situation is, he's not going to change or deviate from his game plan.
That group off and away in the final round of the PGA Championship earlier at the second.
It's good to see him back playing well again too, Ian.
Yeah, it sure is. He played nicely at the Open at Lytham and St Anne's. Oh, spectacular shot to land a wood on that surface and keep it there.
Wow, Jeff Ogilvy. Best eagle opportunity we've seen.
Well, he's coming out to my ranch tomorrow morning with me and his family.
Oh, really?
So I hope he locks it in. He can buy everybody a drink for the first night.
Very nice. Be a good way to have a leisurely week after a hard work of a major championship this week.
You know, the next group coming to the first tee includes Adam Scott, Greg. What can you tell us about the conversations you've had with him after what happened at the British Open, coming in out of the PGA Championship?
Look, like anybody, I really respected when your peers reached out to you when you're going through a bit of a tough time. And he wasn't really going through a tough time at that moment, but when you know somebody reaches out to you and says, you know, Greg or Adam, in this situation, I was just trying to make sure that he didn't fall into a slump. I didn't like the terminology, he'll be scarred forever, because it really, if you're going to put yourself on the top of that pile consistently, year in, year out, these things are going to happen. And it's happened to every one of us here, and there's no question about it, whether it's Nicholas all the way down to everybody who's played the game of golf. It's happened to us, and you have to realize that. And I said to him, look, Adam, just look at the great golf you played for 68 holes. And of the last 4 holes you played, you probably hit 50% of those shots absolutely perfectly. You know, maybe a couple of judgment errors and the choice of clubs, second shot into 16 and 18, but he played brilliantly. And just take that and don't get, you know, the next month, the next 2 months, it was extremely important for him. And I'm so happy to see him where he's sitting right now. And he's actually probably in the perfect position too. And he doesn't have to carry that load of leading. And now he can actually set the pace and be a little bit aggressive, because what is he? He's, you know, he's fall back, so he really does have to make a move the first 4 or 6 holes. And the golf course obviously has been giving up good scores.
And he's hitting the ball beautifully, as you said. He's still continued that on. And if he can hold a couple of putts, I expect to see him there at the end.
Oh, absolutely, so do I.
Greg Norman, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
A lot of fun.
Enjoy the week at the ranch.
I will do, yes.